see if it, what it takes, what does it take, to increase oneself, to start to get down with the mentality within. And I see a lot of us, we are stopped before we even start. It's like almost like we don't see our own value, we don't see our own challenges, and we don't see the way to make it through our challenges because I guess we're not willing to accept, we're not willing to manifest, we're not willing to put ourselves in that kind of a place where we ask that question every day: is what I'm doing today, is it motivation, is it meditation, is it inspiration? Instead of giving ourselves a little bit of time to become prepared, instead of giving ourselves a little bit of space to actually vibrate, to actually do that, a lot of times we feel like we have to be in that place, we have to have that position. You are absolutely beautiful the way you are. The challenges that we face off against, they're actually there to help us to grow. They're not meant to stop you. They're actually there to allow you to become who you are inside and to face off against the things you go through. As I'm sitting here on this porch and as I'm working on this, as I'm putting my mentality in that place, I'm just constantly asking that kind of question. What is this? What is this worth? What, you can see people out there, they work hundreds of hours a week, and nothing to the person that puts out that kind of grind, nothing to the person that puts out that kind of thing. And what has this time actually brought me to realize is that when we are going through challenges, it's when we decide that we're like, all right, I put myself here, I put myself in this place, these types of things that I'm going through are not there to hold me back. And I am so grateful that the challenges that I faced off against, that I was able to make it through them. Because as I start to see the progress, as I start to see the manifestation, as I start to see the things that bring one's mentality, I also want to bring up others too. I want others to be uplifted. I want to build a community that's greater than oneself, that actually is about motivation, is about meditation, is about inspiration, And, what is this creation? What is this thing that we have in front of ourselves that we're utilizing on a daily? How are you utilizing your mentality? How are you utilizing your ability? How are you working through your challenges? I want to build a community where we work together to ask the questions: is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Like, for instance, on our Facebook group, Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration, we are there to uplift each other. People for 12,000 plus followers, are always constantly putting, you know, quotes on there. They're putting, statements on there. I'm going through about, if I miss a day, it's about 500 posts that are going up on there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm more so concerned about not allowing business to take over mentality, because your mentality is so important. Your ability to see your worth, to see your value, to see your ability to continue even when other people would say you can't, even when other people say it's not possible. I'm so grateful for the opportunities that I have had, the people that have come into my life, the challenges that I faced off against. And because when I look back, I see these exact shoes, and one of the exact things that I enjoy to say is, one of my favorite things to say is, I enjoy old shoes. Why? I could go get a new pair. I could have on brand new shoes. But why do I enjoy old shoes? You know, and it comes down to looking within. You know, what is the things that you enjoy? What are the things that you put your time into, that you put your effort into? When we start asking those types of questions, when we start seeing those kind of beauty, when we start seeing that kind of mentality open up, and you know, I was at an event and I sat down and I'd spoken with a guy, and the guy who I'd spoken with, you know, we started talking. He started saying, "Man, you're really into this." And I asked him a question. I said, "What are you truly into?" And the answer to this question was my two children and my wife. Okay, so I have friends out there. You know, a couple of my friends are, you know, doing well for themselves. They, you know, and you know, when it comes down to it, what is it that you put your time into? You know, do you put your time into your families, the things that really matter, or are you putting it into things that aren't truly bringing you to success? And a lot of times we're seeking out success instead of what's going on inside. And I was sitting down and I had spoken with, you know, and I have a video here, and this guy, he explains that this is just rented. Okay, this thing inside ourselves, the question that I ask every single day is, what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? That's you. You're that mass, you're that vibration, you're that ability. And you see, the light inside of you shines when you allow it to. The light inside of you starts to open up. The part inside of who you are starts to overcome. It starts to find a way, you know, and it's when you find those ways, when you find that part of who you are, when you start to manifest from within. You see, what does it take for you to open your mind to see that you're worth more, that your value, the picture and the puzzle is you, that your sheer focus is that you're a gift within the universe, that you have talent within the universe. When you start to believe in yourself, you start to separate yourself in a way in which you become you. And one of the biggest things that people try to utilize to break a person down is their significance, their ability, their mentality. Do you have the ability to overcome your challenges? Do you have the ability to believe that you have what it takes to be yourself? And when you do start to see that, when you start to see that come from within, when it starts to manifest on the outside, then other people start to see you as a motivation. And when you know your value, when you know your worth, when you know your ability, you will listen to these types of messages and you will go to your positions with a certain type of mentality. You know, a lot of people, they accept their amount, their salary, they accept their abilities, and then they blame the situation going on around them instead of looking within, instead of looking at how to overcome. And Bruce Lee was asked this question once. You know, when a student comes to Bruce Lee, what do they learn? You could go back and you can go watch his videos. And what you will actually learn from Bruce Lee is that he states that martial arts is ultimately learning from oneself. So if we can start to see this, and he says in a combatic form. So what I grasped from that is that what Bruce Lee is truly saying is manifesting, is utilizing your mentality to the point where you are you. Which brings us back to that question. Who are you? What do you know about yourself? What values inside of you make you you? How do you utilize your ability? I focus on positivity after hearing about Newton's third law of motion. The ability that positive and negative forces can exist, that we can go beyond the choice, we can start to choose to become positive, that we can start to manifest the things that are going on around us. And it's accepting that your ability to choose positivity, to choose the ability within yourself, to choose the ability to overcome, the ability to go within, to believe that you can do it and that you are worth it. See, a lot of people don't believe that. Then they look at business owners, okay, and then they don't utilize the law of riches. They don't see, they're not out there to bring joy. They're not out there to become positive. They're not out there to see the riches, the wealth that actually already exists within. See, that's what breath work is about. It's about finding that way to utilize the process of life, to utilize the process within, to utilize the ability that you are worth it, that your being can overcome your challenges. I truly enjoy when I see other people succeed, because I know that I can do it as well. What do you see? What do you manifest? What does it take for you to overcome your challenges? See, I see challenge not as a place, but as a working place. That when I'm facing off against things, when I'm facing off against the things that make me me, I look within. I look at what it takes to overcome. I look at what it takes to focus to that point, to believe in yourself with that much ability, that we ultimately start to learn from ourselves. As I connect with the multiple platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, utilizing Anchor across multiple podcasts, we are here together in this life. And listening and studying and seeing ourselves for who we are, for our ability, for our mentality, for our positivity. See, that's what I want to build. I want to build a platform in which mentality takes over, where we together increase in positivity, that our vibration goes beyond one, that it goes within yourselves, that when you ask yourself that question, is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? That the answer to that question becomes back as yes. What I am actually doing today is motivating. What I am actually doing today is meditation, right? And there's multiple forms of meditation. People look at the person with a cross-legged doing breath work, working on inwards work, and they say, oh, that's just meditation. However, there's a lot more to it. There's internal meditation, there's external meditation, there's vibration, there's connection, there's mantras, there's connecting, there's singing, there's writing, there's doing, lifting, there's walking. There is many forms of meditation. See, the key is to get there within yourself, to get there within your vibration, to know that your connection with your focus, okay, that place, those things that bring you to that place of motivation is worth it. That you're in a place where your focus helps you to overcome the challenges within your own mental blocks, within your ability to be yourself. You know, some people can take a walk on a beach. You know, we see people that go to the mountains, that go to the oceans to seek out meditation. So the very many different forms that are utilized in this make us who we are when we connect our knowledge inwards with our focus. Together, we are that. Together, we are that blessing. Together, we are a community of people reaching a place, asking the question, is what I'm doing today, is it meditation? So I would like your comments. I would like your ability to get in there with how you do meditation. What you utilize, what gifts you have, what places you go. You know, a lot of us have a lot of different things. I'm sitting out here looking at horses on the deck, just taking a few minutes to, you know, be within, to be on board with the connection, to hear the birds, to hear those things that go beyond the speed of you know, life, that actually is within ourselves, a part of who we are. And so, and that place will give you the positions you dream. It will give you the ability to believe that you're worth it, that your ability to reach a place of discipline will reflect back as inspiration. It will reflect back from your focus and your knowledge within who you are. See, I would love to get in a group of sales and sit down there. And you know, I remember being at Chrysler and getting together and saying to myself one day, I will do this too. I look forward to the day where I have a sales team in front of me asking me how to increase their sales, how to increase their numbers, how to get to the place where their team is creating a reflection. Okay? A lot of us go to work for a paycheck, not for a team. When you create a team mentality within yourselves, when you're working towards something where everybody gains that place of wealth, the reflection comes that of the business owner themselves. See, I can get into a team. I can get what is turned into a pyramid and flip it upside down. That at the top, the owner is there. That at the top, the owner, when asked the question that is always asked, where are you? See, the owner of the company answers the question as focus and knowledge. I'm in the center of discipline. This is my discipline. This is my position. This is my company. See, but the thing is, if you ask that same business owner the same question about his employees, you see what I'm saying? 80-90% of the time, the answer to this question is slaves. Okay, so they become a reflection of you. What you think about them vibrates back down on them. That doesn't increase your universal wealth or theirs. So how we start to take this and turn this around is where you ask yourself where your company is. What is it that you want them to do? Do you want them to be close enough to you that they, owner of the company, is proud to be there, that's proud to be a part of it? And this is how we start to turn this mentality. See, they're not slaves, my friends. If you're willing to increase with them, if you're allowing them to increase within themselves, they will go from slavery. They will go from a place of fight and flight to slavery and emotion to time and organization. This means your company will increase double, triple fold with this kind of mentality. You can go back and watch my videos, but this is about us being together. This is about us working through our challenges together. This is about building a community, getting out there and actually believing in yourselves. I can help salesmen get to the top of your list. I can help those people that might be falling apart to reach that place of success within themselves. I can do that. I've been there, done that. And I can tell you that when a person comes into a place of business, the time they're coming into that place of business, they're looking at the business owner themselves and how the operations works. So what is the reflection? Is it a pyramid where they're the bottom? Or are they at the top taking care of you like a king? Because they are kings themselves too. See, that's the question. How do we increase? How do we build? How do we manifest a mentality within? And that all starts with yourselves, within your own ability to do your positions well, to do your ability to overcome, to actually not just need the promotion, but before you're even qualified for the promotion, for you to be that wealthy inside, that they will actually lose your value by not having you there. And so you see, when they increase and we do it together, when we work together as teams, when we work on the ability, when we work on the mentality, when we're willing to grind on that level, when we're willing to move forward with an accepting of joy, with an accepting of the ability. You know, I think about Gary Vee very much. One quote Gary Vee brought to the table in one of his videos was that we accept our paycheck. We accept how much we make. We truly accept. If you accept $12 an hour, if you accept $14 an hour, if you accept $16 an hour, if you don't accept that and you're willing to go past the point, you might have to become that business owner to find that place. Or you might find a crew, or you might find a team. When you accept the mere fact that you have put yourself in those positions, those challenges, those things that you're working through, those type of places that you're going, those type of mentality that you're working on, those type of things that you want to overcome, when you start to accept that within yourself, you will find the way to overcome your challenges. And a lot of people disable their mind. There's a lot of people out there with skills to make a lot more than they put themselves to. I think of a friend of mine who has computer sales skills and is very intelligent with computers. Okay? He's actually the one that helped me to set up this watermark. Okay? And I think about what it means to be intelligent. You know, and if you believe that you are going to work at something to do something greater, then look within yourself, within your abilities, and you will find greatness already. It's putting in the time, it's putting in the craft, it's putting in the hours. You know, before I started doing videos about breathwork, about meditation, I spent 6 years. And during that 6 years, I was writing things down like the walls we build can be unlearned. We build walls, but we can also unlearn walls, but it's harder. And our minds have been programmed in such a way to move us away from positive thinking, from moving ourselves away from positive and negative forces, and the accepting of the process of it moving out of the way, that the challenges in the universe benefit us. Our society teaches you between good and bad, instead of understanding for each action there's an equal and opposite, that every choice you take, that you accept, that every part of who you are inside, you are essentially brought you right where you are. And when we do actually accept that, when we take the ownership over this business, the reflection radiates outward. See, I was working for Chrysler. I was out there first, second place. We had a closers, whatever. And during that time, I looked at the board every day, first, second place. Didn't have the top education, didn't have the top skills, mentality, willpower, ability to believe in yourself, ability to believe that you're worth it, ability to believe that when you're facing off against challenges that you can overcome the challenges that you're facing off against. I don't want to be compared to anybody else. I don't want to be anybody else. I want to be myself. I want to face off against my challenges. I want to overcome them. I want to uplift you, that you will start to believe that you have what it is within. That when you believe that you're worth it, that you start to overcome those challenges. You see, a lot of us allow the situation around us instead of start with the simplicity. Let's just start by writing stuff. Let's just take one step at a time. And eventually those steps add up. Right? That's the story of Arnold Schwarzenegger. One little trophy. And once one's mentality opens up to that point where simplicity comes from mentality, once it starts to overcome, once it starts to become that kind of light, the universe will fill in the space. See, a lot of people go to positions that they don't like, to do things that they don't enjoy, for a paycheck, for things they're trying to enjoy, instead of trying to enjoy the process and trying to enjoy the ability within. They're finding ways outside of themselves that are not manifesting what truly matters, and that is within who you are. And so, how do we find that way? By inspiring each other, by uplifting each other, by using our skills, by using our talents, by using our abilities, by utilizing what other people would call a reflection of your discipline, which is inspiration, which is the root of the being, which is the root of human beings being present within who we are. And that is why I sit down, and that is why I do meditation. Because within oneself, you already have your gifts. Within yourself, you already have your talents. You already have your skills. The universal process of achieving you is to learn from yourself, to learn from who you are inside. And one of the biggest places that I find people saying this is when they say, you don't know you. So let's start spending that time inside of ourselves. Let's start building ourselves up. Let's start believing in who we are. And let's start getting down with that mentality within who we are truly. I just want you all to see how much of a blessing you are. Okay, one of the most amazing things for me is when I see somebody else increase, when I see somebody else achieve, when I see the universe yields to others. That brings me joy because I know that the universe, when we give, we receive as well too. This universe, Einstein stated a statement that become friends with the universe. Become friends with the universe. And is to do that is to see the wealth that others have and to feel joy for them. When you can do that, when you can understand that, when you can be inside of who you are, when you can have those old shoes and be in joy inside of yourself, that you don't have to have the new thing, that you don't need that top item, that you already are that. I've seen so many business owners that have the product, they have the cubics, they have the whole thing, and they don't even get to spend a day with their own families. You're worth it. You are so worth it. Your abilities, your gifts, your talents, your vibration is so worth it that if you could just see for a moment your value, it would uplift you out of the darkness. You would shine like a light shining above. You would see things from a level of positivity that would uplift you. And your teams can become that. Your teams can find that place. They can find that ability. And your life will magnify by finding joy inside, by accepting the ability to move forward, to build the momentum, to build the teams, to build the ability within to uplift other people, not just try to keep them above water, but to actually give them the ability to find that place inside of themselves where you and they benefit by allowing positive things to flow into your life and the things that are negative. I just want you all to be blessed. As I close, I just want you to see that you are an inspiration, that when you connect your focus and knowledge and you become centered within yourself, when you utilize what Einstein stated as mass and energy is interchangeable, that's you. That energy, that heat, that ability within yourself, that vibration is worth it. That your ability, that light that you have inside to shine is meant to shine. And it's also meant to continue moving forward in a positive angle. And sometimes we hold ourselves back from that because of our mentality. So how do we get a moving mentality to find that kind of way to overcome one's challenges? And the place is answered in I accept me as me. I know one thing, myself. I know one person within. And that light starts to shine outwards. The people that are meant for you start coming in your direction. The blessings start heading your way. And the last part of the statement of the day is what I'm doing today. Is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of the three, I don't want it in my life. Blessings all, as always. Blessings, 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 and namaste.